Good evening. Tonight I'm going to be talking about a program known as PACE, which is an innovative financing tool for doing home improvements. It's been active in the U.S. for a while. We're going to apply it basically to solar installations here in London. My interest in solar basically comes from this building here, which if anybody recognizes on Viscount Road. Back in the 70s, I used to live just down the road from here, and this is London's first solar house. So before I get into the details, how many people here would like to have an extra $2,000 in their pocket every year? Hands up, this is audience participation. Well, there's a few of you that are part of the 1% and didn't put your hand up, but that's fantastic. So what PACE actually stands for, it's an acronym. It stands for Property Assessment for Clean Energy. And what I'd like to see here in Ontario and in London is that as Ontario strives to be the solar capital of North America, that the City of London set the goal of being the solar capital of Ontario, and PACE is the tool we can use to achieve that. So basically, here's London, and this program has been active in the U.S. for about 9 years, and it's active in about 35 U.S. states, and has been extremely successful. Homes that are participating in PACE program have a much lower foreclosure rate, which we haven't seen that problem in Canada, but it is a problem in the U.S. Obama, former President Clinton are both big supporters of PACE, and they had a pretty good year last year from what I know. So how does PACE work? So basically, a 5 kilowatt installation today is going to cost you $20,000. So through PACE, what happens is rather than you pay the $20,000, the city pays the $20,000. The nice part is the net for you is zero. So how does the actual financing work? Well, a 5 kilowatt system is going to generate you about $3,200 a year in electricity revenue. You're going to have to pay back about $1,200 in property taxes, which is going to net you out about $2,000 a year with absolutely zero initial investment on your home. Why does PACE work? Why will it work here in Ontario? Well, we have something here called the Microfit program, and just before they prorogued Parliament, the Liberals passed a little bill which enabled PACE from a legal point of view. Its community improvement levies are now legal. So, PACE for London, what will London look like? I propose we do 100 homes a year, which is going to cost about $2 million. But the best part is the city receives about $2.4 million back, meaning the net cost to the city is actually going to be zero. And yes, when you put solar panels on your house, money actually will come out of the chimney just like this, and you'll have to run around and catch it all. No, the whole idea is to turn your house and the equity in your house into a way to make money, and PACE does that. So what do you need? You need a south-facing roof. You need a microfit contract with Ontario Hydro, a connection contract with London Hydro, an installer, and of course, you need a PACE contract with London. What are the advantages for our city? Well, we just announced 9.1% unemployment. It's gone up again last week. PACE will result in local solar jobs, and boy, don't these people look happy installing solar panels. What else is it for London? Well, it's also an economic stimulus package. Not only will it be the people who are working, installing, be spending money in our city, direct investment into the companies and the manufacturing, but the $2,000 in everybody's pocket is direct economic stimulus into our city, and it's just a shot in the arm London needs right now. As a green, I would be remiss if I didn't mention it. It is very good for the environment. It's good for air quality. But there's a fourth thing that we often miss when we talk about programs like this. Ontario has plans to build more nuclear power at about $35 billion a plant. If we can put enough solar panels on roofs to stop building one nuclear power plant, we will save ourselves $35 billion. That is tax money saved for the future, and that money comes out of you as a taxpayer. It's not funded by private industry nowadays. So, in summary, we get jobs, we get economic prosperity. A couple of the problems, we do have some grid connection issues here in London, and also we have to get this through City Hall. We need to convince our politicians that this is a program that will benefit the City of London and will benefit London homeowners. So basically, it's using the equity in your home and the sun to generate money. It's a very simple concept. It's been successful in many, many U.S. states. And this is the tree of light that I'm interested in. I know there's a tree of light that's downtown with the World Figure Skating Championships, but this is the one that gets me excited because this is the forest city turning itself into the solar city. And the PACE is the program that will power us through to the solar city. And I do apologize, I was planning on giving this last November, which was Shine a Light on Women's Abuse Month. But as it was International Women's Day Friday, I think this is still an appropriate slide, and thank you very much.